Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Justice card, also called Adjustment. This is a Libra energy. Okay, this is your ability to make value judgments in your life. Yeah, the way that we can evaluate the relative worth of something that's in our life or that's coming our way in real time, making decisions that are good for us and good for the world around us, right? This is all about sort of weighing the options, but doing so in that kind of real-time energy. Yeah. This is also the card of contracts, of sort of binding agreements. Yeah. Let's see what's going on here. Let's do a little bit of context. With our Dove and Serpent spread, we've got the deep emotional body here with a Queen of Cups. Yeah. We have a Prince of Swords, Three of Cups, the Hanged Man, and a Queen of Wands. Interesting with the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Okay. I wonder if this is you sort of accepting something, agreeing to something. Yeah. Now we have another court card, a Prince of Pentacles, a Knight of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups is what we don't want. And we end then with the Emperor energy. Wow, you got some really strong energy here. I feel like there's something that you really, truly are inspired by. Something that you are willing to sacrifice yourself for. And it is perhaps yourself. Maybe this is a transformation of your own nature, becoming who you're meant to be, right? But I do feel like there is some kind of a binding, there is some choice here and it might be even something in your practical life in terms of a job, a career. We could be talking about a marriage here, I guess. But I feel that it's really it's a coming together of two entities, right? That have the same goals in mind, the same agenda, right? It's sort of, we're sort of, two hands are shaking here with that Justice card right in the middle. Okay, we're agreeing to something, I think. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. Whoa, look at that. Well, we've got the moon as a bonus, and that's quite interesting too. But the mystery card is going to be a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. It's going to go right here with Clark W. Griswold III, a.k.a. Sparky. Right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the end. It will tie everything together and give us the confirmation we need. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments down below. Okay. Let's take a look around the room. Well, we've got our major arcana, 1, 2, 3, and then, of course, our bonus moon card. We've got fire here right in the front. We definitely have our water energies here, here, and here. We have our air energy down here. And of course, we have a couple of earth cards. Okay. Now, I think whatever it is that you are agreeing to, whatever you're saying yes to, because remember we said that the Libra energy, the adjustment card, is about you being discerning, being able to say, yes, that's for me, and I wish to bind myself to that, make a commitment, make a promise, say yes, handshake agreement, right, or something more. Maybe it's a contract. But also what to say no to. That you're able to evaluate in real time. The things that aren't good for you, you're leaving them alone. The things that are good for you, you're making a commitment. This is when you I don't know, you say yes to something, you commit yourself to something, and it's in a way that's holding yourself accountable. That's the thing about the Justice card. If you say yes, we're going to hold you to it, you know? So it's kind of like, it's like that contract, it's like that handshake agreement. It's like you're starting some sort of project, and your best friend's going to be there to kind of help motivate you and keep you accountable. And call you up at 6 in the morning. Hey, are you up and dressed yet? No? Well, okay, get up, get dressed. So it really is that sort of accountability, right? And so you have this ability now, and I think this is what you're doing. I think you're agreeing to something. You're committing yourself to something, and you're going to hold yourself accountable for following through with this, even though there are some challenges and some difficulties involved in this. This could be a relationship. This could be a business thing. It could be something related to your health or well-being. It could be, a sort of a physical fitness routine or something like this. Okay? We're sort of making a promise here, and we're going to hold ourselves to it. Yeah. And the Queen of Cups, right? I think it is something that is... it's something that is of an emotional nature for you. It's something you really, truly care about. And I think it's something that you deeply want for you, whether it's love, romance, friendship, whether it is maybe it's a commitment to a long-term goal, commitment to a really a big path for you. It could be a commitment to, let's say, a routine of self-care. Sometimes the Queen of Cups is saying, we've got to really be honest with how we feel about things right now. And so I think that you're committed to making your life better. You're committing to caring more for yourself and loving yourself more. So you're committed to making agreements, making connections, and making promises that are in your best interest, that are going to be good for you, even if it involves a little bit of suffering and sacrifice, which we do see with the Hanged Man up here. Okay, so I think the Queen of Cups is very, very transparent, okay? And you're very much making these decisions because it's good for you. And you know that it's good for you even if the future of it is uncertain. We have that Moon card here. Even if there is a chance that it could spoil and backfire on us. Of course, everything has to have a little bit of risk to it. But it also involves a lot of sacrifice. Okay, you're giving up something else in place of something that's so much more important to you. Yeah. Now, down beneath the surface, there is a Prince of Swords. It's a kind of on the fence, right? It's a fixed air energy. That's what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to stay committed. We're trying to make up our mind on something. And again, I'm saying with the Libra energy, that's like a real-time thing where we're able to evaluate things in the moment. Decisions like this, I think we don't take lightly. You understand that this is in your best interest, and this is you realizing that if I say yes to this, I've got to hold myself accountable. If I say yes to this, I'm not going to allow myself to, kind of fall off the path. We may sometimes stray from the path a little bit, but there's something that's going to hold me to it, right? So, I think you have a tendency to be a little bit, you like to take your time when making big decisions, You want to think things through and make sure it's the right decision for you. I think in a situation like this, it's sort of coming on relatively quickly. And I think that you can trust yourself that you are making the right decision for yourself. I think you know that this is in your best interest. I think it's already something that is sort of active and present in your life. We got the Three of Cups in the background here. But this card can sometimes be an indecisiveness. And I think you're maybe correcting this sort of indecisiveness with this Libra energy, this Justice card that says, I'm going to do it. I'm fully informed of what the risks and what the challenges are, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to hold myself accountable. Or your best friend is there to hold you accountable. You know what I mean? There are a lot of court cards here, so I feel like this is something you're doing with other people. There may be one other particular person, but I think it's really, this is a big thing for you. The Three of Cups in the background here. It's there's something going on that really excites you. We see the potential here for a lot of big things happening, for a lot of joy, a lot of celebration, and this is the potential form. Okay, this is all the joy and jubilation that could possibly result from this, and this is enough to get us excited. We're like, yes, of course I want to do this. You're telling me that it could be the most amazing thing I've ever committed myself to? Well, of course I'm going to do it. You're telling me that it could have these infinitely great rewards? Well, yeah, I want to do it. But at what cost? Wait a minute, tell me the risks. You're telling me all the benefits, right? But what are the risks here? Okay. And that's where we get into, of course, the Hanged Man, the Moon, and the Seven of Cups. But ultimately, you know that it's in your best interest. You know that there is a potential here for real happiness and real abundance here. The Three of Cups is just, it's absolutely amazing. The Hanged Man is you realizing that you're going to have to sacrifice time, effort, energy, and or money to make this happen. Nothing is free, nothing is easy. If it's easy, it's not worth doing, right? So you understand that there are things you're going to have to give up. You're going to have to wake up earlier in the morning to get dressed and go walk around the block, or I don't know, or meet your best friend at the gym or at the library, or whatever this is. It's going to cost. You're going to have to pay for it with your time and your effort. Energy, maybe money, right? Depends. I don't think money necessarily, but this is something that you may have to sacrifice your more immediate gratification for this great big sort of this grand life that you're going to be creating through this. You may have to sacrifice, it's kind of like somebody who's in university and they're aspiring to be, a doctor or, I don't know, an engineer or something, right? And they really are passionate about it, and they realize that this is what they want to do in life. Well, they're going to have to study. When everybody else is out partying, they're going to be at home or in the dorm or whatever, or in the library, studying and working hard. Things like that come at a price. Okay? So we either don't do it and we just think, no, you know what? I'd rather just enjoy my life now. I'd rather go to the parties and I'd rather eat whatever I want. I'd rather just, be able to indulge my body and my mind and my heart however I want in the moment, rather than having to delay the gratification, or rather than having to suffer through things that are unpleasant for some vague future joy that I may never get. Nah, I don't want to do it. Well, that's your choice. That's your prerogative. Okay. But I feel like there is this, the water energy here is very, very significant for you. And you know that this is going to be the potential here for the joy and the happiness and the abundance is worth the cost of the sacrifices you'll have to make in order to achieve that. Okay. But you searched yourself very deeply here, and you know that this is the right path for you. We have a Queen of Wands in the future position, because you're going to have to muster some of this confident energy, even when you're not feeling so confident. The Queen is saying, I'm here, I'm doing it because this is what's good for all the water energy behind you is kind of fueling this fire. This is like when you're at the gym and it's just like you're tired, you're sore, you're just grumpy, you're getting angry and frustrated, and your body wants to quit, your mind wants to quit, but you don't. Right? Because that water energy is fueling you. You're someone with a purpose. Right? You are on a mission here. So this is your ability to motivate yourself. Right? Because you're thinking, no, I've got to do this. I've committed to this. This is for my best interest. This is a little bit of discomfort today for a lifetime of abundance and joy. And, it motivates you. And no one else is going to motivate you. We have, I think, a friend or someone, maybe a family member, that is going to be there to help hold you accountable. But ultimately, they're not going to be your drill sergeant. You've got to be your own drill sergeant here. Okay? So we find a way to muster our own energy and say, I am going to do it. But I also like that you have these people around you. And it may be that you're finding a group of people that, you're all going to do this together kind of thing. Okay? Or maybe it's one particular person. And I don't know if this is something that is more kind of career related or educational, if it's more physical fitness, or if it's more relationship, be kind of romance or something. I don't really know. And in some ways, it doesn't matter what this is. What matters is it is in your best interest. You know that this is good for you. And if it is good for you in a very sincere way, a very deep, soulful way, it's good for the world too. Okay? And that's why the Queen of Cups has to really search deep within and ask, is this something that is good? Is this something that is meaningful? Okay? And that's where our Libra energy comes in. We're able to evaluate something in a very real way and say, is this going to make me happy, or is this just going to be a lot of pain and suffering for no reason? And happy doesn't mean, is this going to feel good in the moment? Because it probably won't. We use the analogy of going to the gym or exercising. I guess we don't have to go to the gym, we exercise at home. Of doing that work, it doesn't always feel pleasant in the moment. But we know that it's part of this healthier lifestyle that's going to add to the richness and abundance of our lives. Right? And this is good for me in a way that's going to be good for everybody else too. I'll live longer, I'll have more strength and stamina in life, I'll be able to enjoy life better, and other people will be able to enjoy me more, right? If I'm taking care of myself. Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, right? All of it. So this is something that's very good for you in that kind of way. And we're able to motivate ourselves. So I do think that there's a contemporary female energy, someone around your age that is part of this with you. I almost feel like you have a twin sister kind of thing or something like this. I feel like there's someone very, very similar to you. And it could be, well, it's kind of like the water and fire here. Similar, but not really, right? More complementary than similar. Yeah. That the energy just tends to balance each other out, right? So it could be that you have a best friend like this, or there's a sibling or a family member, a cousin maybe, or who is pretty much the same age as you. And it's not gender specific, but I do feel that it might be a contemporary female energy. And I think that they're different from you in just the right way, where your energies sort of complement each other. Yeah. The moon card that we have, this was kind of a volunteer card. This is talking about the uncertainty of the future. We don't know if this is going to turn out as a benefit or not. What if we sort of go through this whole process and we live this whole life, and at the end we just say, God, that was a waste of time. Why did I even do that? We're on our deathbed and we think, why did I waste so much time exercising? I should have been just eating rich food, and I should have been just partying and hanging out with my friends. So we don't really know. Right? We don't know what the future is going to bring. We don't know how we're going to feel about this in the future. Okay. And that's part of the risk of it. If you're not walking into the dark, scary forest, you're not really doing anything all that different. There's really nothing all that big about it, right? But this, I think, this is going to be big. This is a big change for you. This is a big move. This is a big commitment. You are binding yourself to something or someone, not knowing exactly. You have no vision of the future. You don't know exactly what it's going to be like. You don't know how it's going to end or where you will end up. This could be really, you're answering the call to adventure here. You don't know where it's going to take you. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about the path of the serpent here. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. So your general energy is the Prince of Pentacles. You're doing the work. You're building upon the thing. You've decided, you've committed, you got your buddy, you're doing it. This is someone who's at the gym, doing the gym stuff. This is somebody who is in the office working on the project. This is somebody at the typewriter typing away. This is somebody at the easel painting the picture. This is you doing the work. You're building the thing. Okay? And I think that this is really, this is where you really like to be, because it keeps you grounded sort of in the present moment. And it's just like you're not worried about yesterday, and you're not worried about tomorrow. You're not wondering like, did I make the right decision? You're not wondering, what's it going to be like tomorrow? When is this going to end? What is it going to become? What is the benefit going to be? Are people going to like the painting, right? Am I going to find a job as an artist or something like this? Maybe this is about you, start going to art school or something like this, right? Where it's a big commitment. We have no idea what it's going to end up at. We have no idea where it's going to take us and what we're going to really have to show for it at the end. It's not really about the end, though. It's about the work. It's about going through the process. It's about doing something for yourself that by extension is going to be good for the rest of the world too. And that's sort of the gauge here, right? That's the Libra energy. That's the adjustment. That's what we're trying to evaluate. If it's good for me, okay, I want to do it. Whether it's ice cream or whether it's ice skating or whether it's, I don't know, something else with cold stuff. Or whether it's art school or whether it's a business or whether it's a creative project or whether it's starting your own YouTube channel. It's going to be good for you. It's going to feel good in a certain way. Yeah, okay, sure. How is it going to benefit the world? Is it also going to be good for other people? Maybe just one other person, maybe just your pet or your plants or your person. Is it going to be good for your local community? Is it going to be good for the world? Okay? And if this is good for nobody but you, we have to start asking ourselves, is it even good for me? If it's not going to benefit anybody else in any kind of way, no matter how indirect or vague or tenuous, it's probably not good for me either, And I think that's sort of that's what that Libra energy is all about. But this is now, we're not worried about any of that. We're doing the work. We're immersed in this. And I think I feel like it has something to do with you working with your hands or working with some sort of physical materials. It could be working with your body, right? It could be sort of a health or fitness routine, something like that. Now, the next card, of course, is kind of, a little bit of a contrary card to what we've been talking about because it's the Knight of Pentacles in the environment looking at the future, looking at the long-term goals, looking at the long-term plan, perhaps. So when I say that we're not worried about tomorrow, we have that Moon card, we don't know where this is going to take us, we don't know how we're going to end up, the future's unclear. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. If I died today, I could at least say, hey, you know what? I died putting in work. This is someone who's really like on the grind, So we may not know where this is taking us or how things will end up or where we're going to end up. But with the Knight of Pentacles here, we have to be able to look at the future and at least formulate in our mind's eye some sort of vision of the future that we want. Okay? And so we see, okay, where am I? Who am I? What am I doing a week from now, a year from now, 10 years from now? If I continue in this way, if I continue doing this work, making the sacrifices that I'm making, investing what I'm investing, if I stick to this path, how can I imagine it ending up? Okay? And we have to be able to try that. And that is kind of, well, it really does connect with our Moon card, because the Moon card is all about dreams and imagination, right? We can form images. Yeah. And so maybe while the future is vague, unclear, maybe we can project onto that black screen of nothingness of tomorrow what we hope for, what we wish for, how we want things to go, what we can possibly see happening tomorrow and 10 years from now. If we continue on this path, what is the image that you can create? And I think this is going to help you to stay on track. You know, if we have that the future's not guaranteed, that I cannot see how this is going, I cannot see any kind of future here, we're not very likely to keep doing something. Because then it kind of seems like I'm doing all this work and I have no idea why. Right? Something tells me it's good for me, but I can't think of tomorrow. I can't see beyond the tip of my own nose. I have no idea. So what we have to do is we have to concentrate. We have to use our spiritual power to formulate a vision of the future here. Project something onto that screen of that dark doorway of the future, of tomorrow. Okay? Because the knight is always looking at the future, the Knight of Pentacles, trying to see that Ten of Pentacles. What are the details here? How is this going to work out for you? How is it going to play out over time? Okay? And this is going to help us stay motivated. It's going to help you to make the decision, because it's a decision that we make every day. It's not just that we make one decision, okay, I'm going to do it, and then we can forget about it. Every time your alarm clock goes off, you're making the decision. Every time, you're at the gym or whatever and you're on the treadmill, you're making the decision every moment to keep going. Every time your thought starts to waffle a little bit or waver, maybe I want to quit. We have to make that decision to keep us on the path. So it's not just one decision, one agreement, and then poof, responsibility is gone, and then it just becomes a matter of doing the work. We're making that decision 1,000 times a day, sometimes, okay? Now, the card we don't want is the Seven of Cups. We don't want this to spoil. We don't want this to be bad for us. We don't want to wake up one day and realize that what I thought was good for me has been poisoning me the whole time. And that's why all of this other energy has to come into play. What is the cost that it is asking of you? What is that Hanged Man energy? What is the potential for goodness, for joy, for health, and for abundance here? What can you sort of imaginatively envision as the future result of all of this? All right? How do you see things going here? Also, I think that fundamental question, is this good for me? Is this good for other people too? Locally or globally, right? Is what you're doing for yourself, the self-care, making yourself healthy, is that good for other people? Well, yeah. The people that love you, they want you to be healthy so that they can, be around you and enjoy you and enjoy each other and have those relationships. That's an obvious one. You're going to art school, you're going to pursue a career in sort of, graphic art or something. Is that good for you? Yeah, if you're interested in that sort of thing. Is that good for other people? Well, yeah. I mean, the world needs art, right? The world needs that kind of energy. So I think you can say, yeah, that's good for me. It's good for the world. The Seven of Cups is that realization that, oh crap, it's not good for me. It's not good for anybody else. It's not good for me either. Right? And we can think of, I'm not going to name any names, but we can think of a lot of things that would probably fall into this category. This is what we do not want. This is the card in this position of what we do not want. It's the fear, the worry, the concern. That what we think is good for us, what we think is fresh, crystal clear water is sort of toxic, poisonous water. Swampy water. We don't want the swampy water. No. Right? And the Emperor is the accountability. The Emperor is the one who's in charge of things. If this turns out to be something not good for you or anybody else, the Emperor needs to say, I'm stopping it. I'm not going to do it anymore. Right? And in theory, ideally, all this would happen beforehand. Right? And then the Emperor is ready to say, yes. The Emperor is ready to make that handshake. The Emperor is ready to sign that paper and say, we're doing it. Yep, here we go. We've done all the evaluation. I know what it's going to cost me. I know what sacrifices I'm going to have to make, and we're ready. We're ready to shake hands on this. We're ready to sign the papers and do it. Okay? Because we've gone through all of these, and I think it is affecting a lot of people in your life, the choices that you're making. And your choice to do this for yourself is affecting the people around you. And the Emperor knows that this is affecting the people around me in a positive way. And so I'm going to do it. It's going to cost me. It's going to benefit me too. But it's going to benefit the other people around me as well. So I think this is, it's either business decisions, it's a life path for you, it's something to do with your family or your friends, but it's a decision that you're making for yourself. Maybe it has something, maybe you run a business, and this is a business decision that you're making. It's going to be good for you. And you have to think, well, is this going to be good for the employees too? Well, yeah. Is this going to be good for the world? Well, yeah. There can be some sacrifices, but ultimately, is this going to be a good decision for everybody? Okay. Very interesting energy here for you. And I don't know what exactly it is that you're doing, but I can see that it's not a decision that you're making lightly. You're not taking it lightly anyway. Let's look at our mystery card. I would like to see either a 9 or a 10 of cups or a 9 or a 10 of pentacles. I want to see some results here. Or even, let's say even a 6 of something would be great, right? I think the Empress card would be delightful right now. If you have a prediction, again, put it in the comments down below. Here we are. The Judgment card. Rebirth, reawakening, the baptism by fire. It's Spirit's alarm clock. It's saying like, hey, wake up. Now this is the time. This is a decision that's going to change your life. This big things are happening now. It's a choice for you to answer the call. This is the trumpet is being blown. It's like you're in bed and you have one of those old alarm clocks with the bells on it, really loud, obnoxious ones, right? Really grating and abrasive sound, and it's right next to your ear, and that alarm is going off. You got no choice but to get up and do it, answer the call, right? You're being summoned to change your life in this way. And it's going to involve some struggle, some sacrifice, some commitment. It's going to be better for you and for the people around you and probably the entire world too. Spirit is calling you, summoning you to your true path. Yeah. Now we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do a hexagram from the Jing. We'll do some oracle cards. New readings for Virgo on Tuesday and Saturday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you want to watch the extended, there's a link in the corner. Okay. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.